wonder your thoughts on the significance of the week that was in college football, because I think this was a transformative week. I truly think there are very few weeks that change the history of college football forever. And this week certainly was one of them. The precedent that was set by the Big Ten with the suspension of Jim Harbaugh, the Pac-12, Pac-2, Oregon State, Washington State being knocked out of the college football playoff, the Pac-12 having its AQ removed by the College Football Playoff Committee. The hopes and dreams of so many fans seem to have gone by the wayside. And I think it is not lost on most of us that follow college football that this week changed the game of college football forever. And I look at this Michigan situation. We are talking about one of the leading favorites to win the national championship being without their coach now for half of their games. And I think there is a very significant chance that because of this ruling this week and Michigan's decision not to go to court and not try to prove in front of a judge that they have been wronged by the Big Ten, I think that puts Jim Harbaugh out of college football forever. And Jake, I wonder, do you agree? Have we seen Jim Harbaugh coach his last game at Michigan?
I think there's a great chance of that. I think that, we're already seeing the tweets and the speculation that Jim Harbaugh is going to draw interest from the NFL. I think if you're Jim Harbaugh, there's a lot of reasons for you to just kind of hit the eject button, leave the situation, run from accountability. Why deal with it when you can run from it? And that to me, might be the biggest indicator or reason why he may be done coaching college football. And ultimately, if you're Jim Harbaugh, you know that you're probably getting the show cause order. You know that you're probably not going to be able to work in college football for at least a season, after this season ends. So you just have a lot of incentive to go and find other work. And there's always opportunity in the league for guys who, are even somewhat respected. So there's no question he could get work in the NFL. I just think for Jim Harbaugh, it's a philosophical thing. Do I want to prove a point and stay and, continue to be, Mr. All-American at Michigan and continue to play that card? Or do I want to move along? Do I want to get to the league and sort of just put this behind me and, like I said the other day, like ride off into the sunset, work 5-7 years in the league, get paid and go on with my business?
See, but I think the greater conversation here is how much power is held by whom. And I look at the move that the NCAA made here, because I also think the statement from Michigan yesterday where they talked about, how the Big Ten closed its investigation. The Big Ten never did an investigation. That's the part of this that I think so many people have fallen hook, line, and sinker for with Michigan. We could sit here and bloviate about how, the Big Ten said this or Michigan did that. The bottom line is the Big Ten worked very closely with the NCAA and got a lot of information from the NCAA about this sign stealing situation. And I think it's very interesting that the Big Ten was so quick to act here. I think they did the right thing. Don't get me wrong by saying that. But it's interesting who holds the power now, because the coaches and the players seem to have very little power and very little, I don't know, a recourse, if you will. I'm just curious how all of this will play down the road for the next Jim Harbaugh, for the next guy who finds himself in the middle of a controversy. Now, obviously, the elephant in the conversation is, well, hey, Jim Harbaugh clearly broke the rules. And there's no doubt in my mind anyway that justice was served to a certain extent, at least to the reach that the Big Ten has. But I think as we go down the road, this move by the Big Ten certainly changed the way we look at discipline in college football. And I was laying in bed only wearing boxer shorts this morning, which I tell you for no reason whatsoever. But I just wanted you to have some perspective and maybe paint a picture. Let's move on. My point is, when I was thinking about this morning, I feel like this Jim Harbaugh situation has completely changed the way that we will go about business in college football, the way that we will handle scandals. At what juncture will people be disciplined? And I think when the evidence is so overwhelmingly clear about what Jim Harbaugh in Michigan did with this sign stealing case, and again, all of our beliefs were reinforced by one single point, that Michigan never denied the accusations. Never, not one time has Michigan said, we didn't do this. This wasn't us. You're mistaken. They never did that. The fact that they had their boy on the bench ready to hear this case this morning about this temporary restraining order. And I think this is a really important point. When you look at the fact that the judge who was going to hear this case and the two prior judges who were set to rule in this case recused themselves, kicked it to the next one, kicked it to the next one. They were all Michigan alums. They were all Michigan law alums, which means they got their undergraduate at Michigan, their JD at Michigan Law. Two of the three were lecturers. One was a professor. You're looking at a situation where a judge this morning would be hearing from Jim Harbaugh and Michigan, and he's a guy, that judge, who played football at Michigan, is a graduate, is a lawyer from the Michigan Law School, is a lecturer at Michigan Law, and you still didn't want to stand in front of him. Part of it is that, and I think the point was very well made by a lawyer friend of mine. It's very different for you to stand in front of the gathered media at a press conference and say, I am being a victim. It's very difficult for Jim Harbaugh to stand up in front of a judge, be sworn in to give testimony, and then say, I didn't do this, I didn't know. That's Jim Harbaugh putting himself on the record and potentially perjuring himself.
Don't lie to me.
And I think that was a very big deal. So again, I'm telling you, the way we discipline people in college football completely changed over this Michigan situation.
Absolutely. And I think that, the Pac-2 situation and the Michigan thing are somewhat connected in the sense that, if you're going to be, in college football, you can no longer truly afford to just have scandal after scandal, whether it's the conference level, the institution level, or the head coaching level. I think that, you look at just how easily the Pac-12 melted down from a business sense. And this Michigan thing is not good for business. The Mel Tucker situation is not good for business. The Pat Fitzgerald situation is not good for business, yet somehow the Big Ten continues to just rake in the cash. And obviously that deal was done before all this happened, but you get my point. This isn't the Big Ten's first rodeo with some massive scandal in their conference. And unfortunately for Tony Petitti, his tenure as Big Ten commissioner has been riddled with scandal after scandal so far. And I'm not even saying that that's his fault. I'm simply saying that he's been more busy with keeping the conference as clean as possible rather than, growing its business acumen. And I think that's a unfortunate position to be put in. But this week, I agree, definitely changed college football.
And I also think it shouldn't be lost on us that both of these cases were in court. The Pac-12 is at the Supreme Court of the state of Washington. Let that sink in. The Supreme Court of the state of Washington is going to make a ruling that is going to change the face and the direction of college football. And I think it's ridiculous. I just don't know at what point does the focus ever get back to what's going on the field. How much, if you're a Michigan fan, how much does the Maryland game matter versus Jim Harbaugh coaching ever again at Michigan?
I don't think the Maryland game matters at all if you're a Michigan fan.
Because none of this is about football anymore. All of this is about who said what and what can we spin. And I just think, I guess I'm just complaining to complain. I'm a dog howling at the moon. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it's more about what they didn't say. I mean, you ran from this hearing today. And,
you did.
And
I truly believe it's because they know that they would have perjured themselves or been dishonest under oath. And I think you just can't do that.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that the ESPNs of the world are calling them out for it, because ultimately, Michigan a week ago was like, yeah, we're ready to go to war. We're ready to die on this hill. We're ready. We're not ducking any smoke in this situation.
And I think in a week where I think we have probably half a dozen games that are of massive consequence in college football. It's week 12. I mean, you're looking at a situation where any number of these games, like Pete Thamel reporting that Missouri is going to be without Tyron Hoopers. They're without their two best linebackers now. Like I look at the way that these games are going to play out, and I look at situations like in Oregon, Arizona State, or like there's big games of consequence, and we're talking about court cases instead of football games. And I don't know. I guess I reached my breaking point, and I was very proud of myself yesterday. I want you all to know this.
Uh-huh.
I was very proud of myself for not losing my mind on the fact that Michigan laid down at the 11th hour.
That's what
right? Like you're seriously, you're finally getting your case in front of a judge who again is ya boy, and you laid down, you surrendered, you quit. And that just really.
All right, we're gonna move on here.
I wanted Jimmy Harbaugh in his khakis in court trying to tell a judge that he knew nothing about this. I wanted that. And for everybody who said, well, there's no evidence that Jim Harbaugh knew anything, then why didn't he go to court and fight for himself?
That'd be America's team.
Right? Like you're America's team. Why didn't? And I look at this situation in the Pac-12 and it's the exact same thing. If you are the 10 exiting members of the Pac-12, you know you don't have a leg to stand on. You did the same thing, but when it was your time to have those same actions applied to you, oh, it's completely wrong and a gross miscarriage of justice. I've got to go to the Supreme Court. So you got your day in court and you couldn't make an argument. You lost. Well, we're going to appeal it up to the Supreme Court.
You know,
all of a sudden your argument's going to, what, were you saving your best for the Supreme Court? There's no different argument. There's no different argument for them to make. Yet we're just wasting time because you don't like when the rules are applied to.
Doesn't get any more red, white, and blue than that.
Right? Like you don't like the rules being applied to. Who am I talking to? Jim Harbaugh or the Pac-12? Both of them. It's just so it's so apropos, I guess. I don't know.
And then you're going to say, oh, it's about the kids. I'm taking this suspension like in Michigan's statement. It's about the kids. We can return the focus to the football field. My ass it is, dude. It's all about you trying to be the victim in the public spotlight and then not wanting to take accountability. So ultimately, this will be remembered as a case where Michigan got caught with their hand in the cookie jar and was disciplined for it, not once, not twice, but then 3 times after the NCAA comes through.
Well, at least since their hands were in the cookie jars, they have plenty of vacuums to pick up the crumb. Vacuum. Anyway.
Damn. See what he did there? Because Connor Stallions was running a vacuum business with that little guy, Balake Corum. The little guy.
The porch, the HOA.
Vacuums are my thing.
Like Blake Corum, the exact same thing. And I'm not particularly, because look at the vacuums on the porch.
Stealer guy.
Yeah, they're trying to get inside the house,
And the irony in this picture is incredible. You guys understand that's like a $70,000 truck sitting in front of a pile of vacuums.
But again, like Blake Corum standing in front of the media and saying, oh, thank you. Okay, where's your lawyer, tough guy? Look, little man, I understand you're trying to play football, Kyler. But are you really telling me, Blake Corum, that you haven't? I mean, you're the victim of fraud.
I hope it won't come to that.
I mean, my lawyer's on it.
We're in a control position.
I'm not really sure why I'm hitting my chest, but you're like, oh, my lawyer's on it. Like he stood in front of the media. Oh, my lawyer's on it. He's got it. Oh, bless up. Thank you so much.
A contract sort of surfaced on social media tonight that's linking you with Connor. Is what?
Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. My first time hearing it was when I went out to practice. And first of all, I have no businesses with him. I don't have any business with Connor, anything like that. But I'm glad whoever found it, whoever was searching the web was able to find that. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
So yeah. I'm fed up with the BS and the.
Say one thing to the media, then say nothing behind closed doors. That's what they do.
Can you just be a football player, little dude, and stop like?
No.
Because if what he said there is true, Connor Stallions committed multiple felonies, forgery, wire fraud, interstate commerce, like all the. Where's your lawyer? Where's the FBI? Where are the warrants? Where are are the vacuums on the porch, prepared, to turn and march against Connor Stallions, the interstate felon that you proclaim him to be.
Wonder if he took that truck across state lines.
Come on. And it's like Jim McElwain, like the head coach at Central Michigan. I think I've just reached my breaking point with this bullshit.
Sign stealer guy.
In all serious, you're going to stand up there, Jim McElwain.
No, we have no idea who he is.
And you got to understand, Jim McElwain and his coaching staff at Central Michigan all worked at the University of Michigan with Connor Stallions. They know who he is.
Before we go any farther, we've obviously are aware of a picture floating around with the sign stealer guy.
The sign stealer guy.
And pardon me,
I just am at the point where I'm just
enough is
I'm
enough,
broken.
dude.
I'm so broken.
Enough is enough, dude. You're not dying. You're not dying. The vacuums still work.
The integrity of college football is dead.
Yeah, at your hands, jackass.
That music gets me every time.
Last time I checked, you were the one trying to trick everybody.
All right, before we get to the games, let's get your comments in here. As always, brought to you by our good friends at BuckedUp, the official energy drink of the Monty Show. I tell you every single day, friends, that you've got to hit the buckshot.
Now, normally we do this at 4:30 in the afternoon, but today,
since some of us are making others of us golf alone this afternoon.
Well, see, you didn't share the fact that you were golfing this afternoon.
Okay,
dude.
You're going to Hawaii today.
No, tomorrow. Tomorrow.
Well, you're leaving. Your journey begins. No, that's tomorrow. Today, you're driving to Las Vegas to go to Hawaii. But I will have to be, enjoying a round of golf on my own by myself.
Whatever, dude.
Because certain people chose the other gender over me.
Whatever.
And
I don't break rules.
It's fine. Okay. But what we will be doing is hitting the buckshot, 200 milligrams of naturally sourced caffeine. And a lot of people have been asking me, what does that mean, naturally sourced caffeine? What it means is a lot of energy shots, and just about every other energy shot on the market, pick your poison, quite literally. They use chemical reactions to create the same impact as caffeine. When you use naturally sourced caffeine, it is natural ingredients giving your body energy. That's the bottom line. At BuckedUp, they use elite ingredients to make an elite product that does exactly what it says it'll do. At BuckedUp, maybe it's early and you're struggling to get going. Pop a buckshot. You're going to feel more energetic, but your brain's going to get a natural lift because they combine natural source caffeine with brain food. Folks, hook it up in the description below. Go get 6 free buckshots, 6 free samples of buckshot. Try all the different flavors. I'm a blue raz and watermelon guy. So to you, I say cheers this morning, my friends. Put them in the fridge because they're so good cold. And now watch, for the next 2 hours, we're going to roll with lots of energy, thanks to our friends at BuckedUp. And again, if you guys need, today's the last day of their Black Friday sale. Everything on the website's 50% off. Go hook it up. Use the promo code SPORTS50. The best pre-workouts are BuckedUp's pre-workouts are award-winning. All their whey protein isolates, their collagen peptides, their greens. It's all good at BuckedUp.com. Let's see who is the first one in this morning. Got to go up. Buffalo Hunter.
Okay.
The first one in. What's up? He says, and I'm first. Exactly right. Tanner Plummer being a red ass. Old Greg. Hello, old Greg. Congrats on first, Mr. Hunter. For those of you who are new to the show, there's a competition every day to be the first one and the last one to comment on the show. Dakota Tubbs, dude, bad news for your Missouri Tigers, I would point out. Pete Thamel this morning reporting that Tyron Hooper will not play against Florida tomorrow night. Chad Bailey also out. So Missouri's starting to feel the lumps. Lopes fan Gabe, what's up? Lopes up, Gabe. Good to see you. Hit the like button, casuals. Yes, please hit the like button. It helps the channel grow. OG Gary says, since there's no death penalty, then yeah, they're fine. Yeah, death penalty no longer exists. What's up, Jeremy Severe? Tanner Plummer says, all right, time for more Harbaugh bashing. Let's go. It's not really Harbaugh bashing. I'm just at that point, and I wonder if you guys are in the same place in the comment section. Like, I'm just at a spot where I'm fed up with the BS. You got caught as red-handed as one can be. Just own it. And you did, but not until you bloviated, you insulted and questioned the ethics and the integrity of the Big Ten. You said you're going to court. You're a victim. We've had Michigan fans all over the internet wearing the never surrender picture with a picture of Jim Harbaugh on their T-shirts, and then he promptly surrendered. Like, come on, you guys. What are we doing? What are we doing? Dakota Tubbs, Michigan's all hat, no khakis.
Facts.
Exactly right. That college football guy says an early start today. This should be interesting. Indeed. William Bailey, good to see you. Mike Smith, what's up, Mountain Mama? Wielding fury second to none, for far too vile to confine, born of fire. Okay.
Listen, okay, Mr. Lord of the Rings.
Let's get it, Slayers. Cam Harrison, what's up, Cam? Good to see you, my friend. OG Gary, Jake looks mad checked out. He's already in Hawaii.
Dude, I mean, just give me a flower shirt and let's go about our business, dude. I mean, come on.
I will admit, like this week, I've been trying on all of my fluorescent Galf attire. And like, I'm ready.
I'm bringing the shirt, dude.
I'm ready. You know those shirts that fit, but they
can you measure it?
You're just not ready to wear it in public.
Uh-huh.
I have this beautiful pink golf shirt with black palm trees on it. My wife's like, oh, honey, it looks so good. Honey. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not ready to wear that yet.
No.
But I am on short timer syndrome. I'm checked out as well. Early morning show. Jake is ready to get on a plane and take a nap.
Facts, dude. Absolute facts.
Titus, how are you? Coach Hairballs would have perjured himself today. I think he would have.
They were never in danger of winning anything today.
I would agree with that. I think if Jim Harbaugh, pick Ward Manuel, pick your guy who would have testified in this. There was supposed to be a hearing going on this morning.
Dude, you can't even be honest about how you found out about a suspension on an airplane. Do you really think that you're going to walk into court and make a strong case as to why you shouldn't be punished?
Michigan was supposed to be in court against the Big Ten this morning, trying to get a temporary restraining order so that Jim Harbaugh could coach the rest of the season. In that hearing, Jim Harbaugh went up there and he was like, I'm going to testify because I want the truth out there. And if he'd have testified, I think he would have lied and he would have perjured himself. And I think that's why they dropped it. I truly do.
We did what we did.
Kraken Hawk. The Monty Show has become such a big part of my day. I don't know what I'm going to do next week when you're on vacation. Enjoy your well-earned vacation, guys. I appreciate you. Oh, Bonnie! Uncle Bonnie, come back! Oh, have a Mai Tai for me, fat ass!
By the way, you could get in the members only group and see all the stuff we do in Hawaii. Okay.
But we will be posting all of our Hawaii stuff in our members only group on Instagram, so you guys can share in the golfing at Turtle Bay.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. Super stoked. Mike Smith, see, Gary Patterson was on the radio show and said he has an itch to get back into coaching as a head coach. He deserves to be a head coach, and I think he will be a head coach. Wonderful defensive mind, but we'll see. Robert Kaufman, let's get something straight. 6 days of penalties is a slap on the wrist. It truly is.
Completely agree.
It's not a penalty.
Which is still why it's mind-blowing that they chose to do this whole us against the world campaign over, what now amounts to a 6-day suspension.
But he's not losing any pay. You guys understand that, right? Jim Harbaugh, they're not docking his pay for missing. You're a head football coach who can't coach half of your team's games.
That's the mind-blowing thing.
Half.
Dude, the Big Ten, and nobody is saying this, but I think it's an amazing observation.
And we were saying
Dude,
this.
The Big Ten is just doing damage control here. The Big Ten's not trying to chop Jim's head off. The Big Ten has no interest in kneecapping Michigan. Dude, the Big Ten needs Michigan to be good. on the football field. The Big Ten needs Michigan in the college football playoff. So the Big Ten, to your point earlier, the Big Ten wasn't out here with a whole team of like 100 people digging through your files in the back office. That's not what the Big Ten did.
Yeah.
The Big Ten said, hey, that's the NCAA, and their evidence has put us in a position where publicly we got to make it look like we're outraged by what you've done. So we're going to keep paying you, but here's a 3-day suspension so that we can roll out a marketing campaign as to why, you needed to be disciplined.
Sean Rollins, what's up with you? Good to see you, Sean Rollins, the newest member of the Monty
Let's go,
Show.
baby.
Let's go. For $1.99 a month, you guys, you hit join. You get all your comments highlighted, and we always read our member comments first. For $10 a month, you get into our members-only Instagram chat, and it is well worth it. James Knight's going to bitch and moan about everything that everybody says because, well, that's just who he is.
Couldn't help yourself.
Couldn't help myself.
We could have gotten through. We're only doing, we're not even doing like 8 hours of show today. Less exposure today. And I'm sure James is here, and I love you, James. Go after him, not me. I didn't stir the pot, okay?
James is our Australian ambassador to the show, and
yeah, our koala king.
yeah, he owes us beer that he's never going to buy us.
Dude,
like,
nothing, nothing.
What?
Koala king, right
Stay
off the
hard.
top of my head, dude.
Koala king. Okay, look, dude, what you do behind closed doors is up to you. Okay, that's your thing. So join the membership, get into our members only group. We have a great group of dudes. It truly has been one of the amazing parts of the last year is growing our, we started memberships less than a year ago. And it's just been great to see everybody embracing each other, the friendships, we know business deals that have been consummated in our group. Like it's really been fun. So get in and share in our members only group. Matt Ritson, is Connor used Hoover or Eureka clean big messes? He uses the Eureka to clean up the big messes that
Stealer
he
guy
created on his own.
Sure.
Who the other day we were doing this story and I could not think of a Hoover or a Eureka. Like I couldn't think of Bissell. I could only think of Shark. And I can't even remember the other one.
How long until Sign Stealer guy sells that house?
How long until, Sign Stealer guy does something? I don't know what. He has been oddly quiet and justifiably so, because him speaking does nobody any good, if we're being honest.
And by the way, if you're Sign Stealer guy, dude, you took the fall for this whole thing, or you tried to, and now they've handed out a 3-day suspension and you lost your job. Are you not at least a little salty about that? Like, am I the only one sitting here saying, like, dude, like, you're the only one that really lost anything here?
I think you would be. Connor Stallions is truly the only guy that's been punished here. You were suspended and then you resigned and you'll never work in college sports again.
Right? Michigan comes out. Yeah, we didn't fire him. He stepped away from the program.
What?
We would never fire him. Nothing happened here.
Program.
Robert Kaufman says NCAA and Big Ten are feckless and impotent.
I don't know about all that, dude.
Feckless and impotent. Okay. Big Ten football brought to you by Viagra. Mike Smith got a nice day plan. Trip to barber, head shave, and beard trim. You're getting old when something like that excites you.
That's dawned on me a lot. A nice day now is 18 holes on the golf course, a little barber visit, and then, kicking the feet up to watch some football.
Some personal time with a koala in your bedroom. Yeah. We get it.
Macaque.
OG Gary. Do we know if JJ McCarthy's going to tweet out cover after his bet tweet?
That's my guy,
that's the
Gary.
other thing. Do you realize that you roped in Tom Brady into this thing with bets? Fuck out of here. Like they're just so annoying to me. Right? Like it's so terrible. Jack Harrington says, hi guys, Jack, good to see you. Northeast Ohio, blast the state fam. Greetings from Hocking Hills State Park. Okay.
Is that in Ohio or
is that like a rest stop or is that actually a state park? I've never heard of
or is that in
Hills.
Boise?
Now I'm going to have to look it up.
Okay, look it up, dude.
Hocking Hills. It's in Logan, Ohio.
Okay, Ohio.
Hocking Hills State Park. Ooh, and it looks beautiful too. Wow.
You got any golf courses around there, dude?
No, there's rivers and waterfalls.
Okay, so water hazards.
Water hazards, right? You want to, ooh. Wow, that's beautiful. That looks like Starved Rock in Illinois, by the way. One of my first ever hikes was Starved Rock State Park, where my abusive jerk-off parents took me and made me hike. And I'll never forget, they're not abusive at all. They made us go hiking, and I will never forget that I had the most uncomfortable shoes on for hiking, and I must have been 10 years old.
Mm-hmm.
My entire heel, the skin fell off my entire heel. Because I had the wrong shoes on to go hiking.
That is gnar, dude.
I think that's HIPAA.
I remember that, and we did the whole family truckster trip when I was a kid, where you drove from. I grew up in Northbrook, northern suburbs of Chicago. We lived in Northbrook. We drove all the way to Yosemite, the Bay Area, Auburn, California, and back. We stopped at like every KOA campground, right? I just remember the sunburn I got at Yosemite was like the. Oh my God. I remember that.
For real.
I have vivid memories of pulling the skin off the top of my ear.
Oh, dude.
That's what I remember. My childhood.
Dude, bro.
To third-degree burns. It was brutal. I will never forget that piano music.
Family Truckster is one of the best things you've ever come up with.
Yeah, it really was. It really was pretty remarkable. Did you go on vacation as a kid? Well, yeah, we took you to Disneyland.
Hawaii. Well, we went to Starved Rock,
Hawaii.
Hawaii.
The Milwaukee Brewers game. You know.
You
fun
mean
things.
Chicago Cubs North,
Yes,
especially
thank
now
you.
that
Wrigley North.
we have Craig Counsell.
First of all, you're not a Cubs fan. Stop saying we.
And we're going to sign Corbin Burns.
There you go. Kim Coulter, I'm on iPhone 15. Where the F do I get to you?
Here we go. Let me see if they've updated it. Hold on.
A problem on iOS.
Update your YouTube app or try to.
It's a thing on iOS where you, and Jake's looking now. He's got we're on
iPhone 15 Pro Max and
Is
stuff.
it a 15? Now, yeah, it is a
15.
I was going to say 16, but I don't know that you can join on iPhone.
I have to sign out. Hold on.
It's probably not, but who knows? Gumby Fresh Out says first. If you're not first, you're last. Kevin the Destroyer, damn Gumby. Mike Smith, I think you have to go on a tablet or laptop, Kim. I think it's something to do with the iPhone OS.
Yeah.
It is.
They said they were working on it, but I don't think they fixed it yet.
Yeah. Let's see. Ron Swansong, who's got the best avatar ever, the guy with the Michigan helmet on with binoculars strapped to the front. Virtual golf course is awesome in the fall for Ohio. Why would you bring up virtual golf? Why would you hurt me like that?
Dude, the meltdown yesterday was incredible.
Yeah, Jake melted down because he couldn't cheat on virtual golf and got his ass kicked.
That's out of the window.
That didn't happen. Mike Smith, it's an effing Sam Squatch, Ricky.
Yeah, we don't do Samsung garbage on this show, whether it's vacuums or phones. So iPhone only.
I am still mind blown that Samsung makes vacuums. Let's see. Tanner Plummer, Jack Harrington, Connor in that movie will be back. I've been a rich man. I've been a poor man. Wait, I've never been a rich man. Wow.
It's true.
Okay.
It's true.
Okay. William Bailey, Conkey is buried in Hocking Hills. Who is Conkey?
Yeah. What? Okay. Look it up real quick. Look it up just real quick.
Who the fuck is that guy?
Who is Conkey?
Conkey.
47-inch safe and easy to use. Okay. I mean, a Canadian hockey team. A Canadian hockey term for sustaining a concussion.
Okay. Conkey in Hocking Hills.
Yeah. I don't know who that is.
Hocking Hills, Ohio.
Mike Smith, metallic green family truckster, Holiday Row vacation. Mike Smith, Conkey, Julian, my Patrick Swayze. Okay.
What the hell are we talking about here, dude?
Ronald, not virtual golf. It's a legit course called the Virtues Golf, top-rated public course.
Oh, the Virtues Golf. Does that mean you can't curse on the course, or what does that mean?
Yeah, I can't play there. Sorry. Jack Harrington, Blake Corum will be played by Michael B. Jordan in the Michigan movie. No, Michael B. Jordan's far too tall. You need to get one of the Oompa Loompas,
the little guy
from the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
Vacuums are my thing.
Oompa.
Yeah, because the vacuum's taller than Blake is. So,
Irick, Do the appliances, including the vacuums, come with Connor Stallion's house?
I mean, I'm sure he can make some concessions.
No, I think the bigger question is, does the broken bed frame in front of the house, does that come with Connor Stallion's if you buy his house?
I mean, do you think the
What is
broken bed
is that
frame,
a bed frame? Like, what is that?
do you think
in front
that
of his house?
constitutes a fixture in the contract?
You see, like the moving dolly. Like
Totally. Look at the AC unit on the left there. That thing's had seen better days.
yeah, that whole house. Look at the roof, bro. Look at that black crap on the roof. Like, you might want to get leaf guard gutters, sir. Like, what are we doing? And the first thing, and this is me as an 80s kid, you see the windows on the side of the house. Remember the movie Amityville Horror? That reminded me of Amityville Horror. That's the like the level that we have gone to. Oh dear. Oh my. All right, let's talk about the biggest games in college football this week on the Monty Show. All of our college football talk, as always, presented by our friends at TryDayTrading.com. Dude, I know you're going, man, that's just a script. It's not a script. I promise you, Mrs. Monty continues to kick ass at TryDayTrading.com. Last night, she was showing me this new interface that they've rolled out for her, and because she's in the program at TryDayTrading.com, she's making bread, dude. Like, and she works, I've told you this, she's kind of a bigwig in the tech industry. She made like almost, I think, $200, $300 yesterday, just like on the side trading. It's crazy to watch it happening. And going through last night, like watching her, set up her trades and do that whole thing. I'm ready, dude. I'm all about it. TryDayTrading.com. Don't take my word for it. They have a 30-day, $10 trial membership. The $10 is a charitable donation, so it's a tax write-off for you. Get to TryDayTrading.com. Sign up for the 30-day trial membership. It only costs you that charitable donation. At the end of that 30 days, you're done. You're done. Great. Walk away. Nobody walks away because it's an addiction. When you see the money that you can make at TryDayTrading.com, I promise you, you're going to be hooked because it's exhilarating. It is no different than playing golf. For me, is a great example of it. When you hit that great drive and you get that rush, there's nothing like that. Watching your trades go off. Now, are you going to win every trade? You're not. But you're winning 50 to 60 to 70% of your trades. And every trade you're making, $100 per trade. And it's exhilarating, man. It is fun. It grows your mind. It develops your confidence, yourself, I don't know, I'm not going to say awareness, but the skill development you get, it's crazy. I could wax on all day about it. Get to TryDayTrading.com/Monty. Sign up for the 30-day, $10 trial membership. Make sure you tell them you heard about it on the Monty Show.